Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
I want to buy a couple ducks. I'm bringing 2 ducks to the office.
This is Early Break.
Good morning. Happy Monday to you. Steve Sipple out today under the weather. Bill Busch, Jake Sorensen with you on Early Break. Lots to get to in the world of sports. Nebraska basketball. Both games at 11 a.m. It kind of threw me off, Bill, having both Nebraska men and women play at 11. Is that preferred? Not to me. I want to watch them both.
No, it was awful. I did watch. I didn't watch both. I watched one. I watched maybe 5 minutes of the men's, just kind of check in. I would just flash back and forth to check in what was going on. I was all about the women's game, and so I just saw they were in control, saw a few things, and so obviously I just felt good when you're playing the worst team in the Big Ten.
Nice to actually do what you're supposed to do, right?
And then I said, now they didn't play great defense in the first half.
No.
They did not play great defense in the first half. But again, I don't think same feeling, even though it wasn't, you never felt like, well, they might lose this game. Never felt that at all.
No. Doug McDaniel pushed Nebraska for a while in the first half, but then they didn't play for a part of the second half. I don't understand that whole scenario still. It's just very odd with Juwan Howard and how they play guys there, but we'll get to that here in a second. But before that, idle chit-chat, Bill. It was a full weekend. I appreciate you coming out to the diaper keg on Saturday.
We were there. Double Eagle Golf.
That's right.
The place was packed. It was a lot of Jake and Elizabeth enthusiasts.
Yes.
Were there, which makes sense because it was your party.
That's right.
So that adds up that people were there to see you. But I thought it was really good. And we branched out from the diapers.
You did.
We went with a towel warmer.
And I was going to tell you this morning, I didn't tell you that. It takes me usually a long time to actually open a new gift. Unwrap it and kind of put it in the corner. We used it last night.
You fired it up already.
We received the towel warmer Saturday. We opened it up, gifts on Sunday morning, and then last night we both used the towel warmer, and it was wonderful.
Yeah,
never had one before. Never used one before.
How nice is that going to be when you have a baby too?
Oh yes, of course it's great for the baby, but I enjoyed it personally.
It's very nice.
Shower.
Yes, Laura has one in hers. I don't have one in my bathroom. I'm not allowed.
Okay.
Yeah, not to have one.
Are you jealous of that or not?
A little bit. A little bit. But yes, we were very excited about the gift. We thought, well, let's do something that'll carry over for these guys and also for the baby and something kind of unique. So it's like a bin, like a porcelain bin.
Yeah.
How many towels go in it?
We can fit 2. And it says basically make sure these are not wet towels. That could cause a problem. If they are wet, it could cause a circuit issue.
How was it when you got out of the shower? Describe a warm towel.
Oh, it was like, I used to go get my haircut at Sport Clips back in the day, and they would do like this post thing where you put the towel on your face, and that was awesome. Yeah. Just like super nice. Yeah. This was post shower towel, warm, not freezing. It was great. Well, so thank you.
Very glad that came through. It was an incredible night. Probably the best thing about it was spending time with Big Swim, and also with Schaefer and his lovely wife.
Yes, Shelby. Yep,
Shelby was there, and so they had a night out because they're with child now, and so they had a night out. So that was incredible. And then I think the next best thing probably was Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, how about that? Charlie and the squad that helped us out with some Chick-fil-A, chicken nuggets, some mac and cheese, some chips, and some fruit. It was wonderful.
Just a bunch of breakers there. It was a lot of fun. Jake, it was an incredible evening. Thank you.
And you mentioned Big Swim and Mike and Shelby Schaefer. Think about that. Big Swim had just come off of calling 37 games of the state tournament.
I think it was in the 40s.
Sorry, in the 40s, the state tournament.
Yes.
Which is a lot.
That's a lot of games.
So his voice was just like gone, understandably so. I said, dude, take a beer. Here, take these drink tickets, get some beers. You deserve them. And then Mike and Shelby are a month post having a kid. So that was their first time out.
Yeah, we haven't seen Shafe since we've not seen him.
We haven't seen Shafe.
So that was fun. It was great to catch up with those. And then also, if you have a dog that's aging and you want to kind of reboot the battery a little bit, I know how to do it.
Wow.
Well, that means aging any dog that happens with. So we gave Sugar, Laura does as a bath. It's a shower, and then we team up on. I'm more in the drying area of this. But we gave Sugar a shower last night around like 7:37, something like that. So when she gets done, we get her dried off the best we can. I go, I'm going to take her for a walk to just get her outside, get her in the fresh air, help dry her off a little bit more. When a dog takes a bath or a shower, the energy level that goes through them, it's insane. It is insane. I've never, it was like it was mayhem for a 40-minute walk. I mean, she was so wound up. It was, and just from the shower. And so anytime, but I remember that though, anytime dogs, they get like the zoomies when they get, when they get out.
Seen the zoomies before.
Yeah. And so if you ever want to kind of recharge your dog a little bit, that's what you need to do. Yeah. Give it a shower.
Give it a shower.
Because all of a sudden it was on. She was like done for the night. She was completely laid out on the kitchen floor, done for the night, ready to go to bed. Then we gave her a shower. That the next 4 hours was just complete mayhem.
And then she got you excited. Then she woke up excited this morning, though.
Yes, she woke up this morning at 2:40. 2:40. At 2:40.
Let's do that shower thing again. Come on.
At 2:40, and then couldn't contain herself. So that's the last sleep I had was at 2:40 this morning.
I asked you if you tried to go back. You said, yeah, I tried. It didn't work.
I text you and Sip what time. Text you something.
Yeah, let's see what time it was.
Around 3. Is
that what it was?
Around 3, because I was just bored. And so by that time, I'd moved to the couch trying to see if I could fall asleep.
The time was 3:41.
3:41
a.m. A picture. And then we received a text from Sip at 4:42 saying, I can't go today. I'm ill. I'm out.
He's ill. Please check in on him. You guys all have his home, his personal cell phone number. Please check in on Sipple if you could, please.
Yes,
if he is out today.
If you know his number from the show, please send him a text saying we miss him, that we hope to see him back tomorrow, and just wish him well. Because no one wants food poisoning. That's what he says. Yeah, food poisoning. It's not fun. It's horrible.
No, it's horrible.
It's a terrible feeling.
Horrible. Yeah,
terrible feeling.
That's not a fun situation to go through. I had food poisoning on a recruiting trip in Arizona. No. That was horrific in a hotel. Finally got to the point I had to actually call an ambulance to come get me, and they put 9 bags of fluid in me.
What did you have?
Like that? It started off with food poisoning. Then I also got the flu at the same time. It was a combination. So it was a 3-day deal. Oh, it was horrific. Yeah. Taco Bell got me.
Sip last week was saying that when you get sick, it feels like you say, am I ever going to get back to normal? I mean, is this permanent now? Did you have that feeling when you had the food poisoning and potentially the flu?
Yeah, you know what? Not really so much, because it was like it was
so bad.
It was so bad. And it was just, once I got to the hospital though, the improvement came along a lot. Just getting all the fluids and I had in me, that helped a bunch. But it was when you're on the road in a hotel sick, that's not a fun sick.
No.
It's
not.
That's not a
no
fun
one else
sick
to help you out.
There's no one there. You're talking about lone wolf.
You have no friends. You got no family.
Yeah. And the only reason I finally had to get a hold of the people downstairs, that I was at a Hilton, and I said, just call some sort of paramedics to come get me, because I couldn't drive, because I would throw up every 9 minutes, and so I couldn't. I'm like, I can't get in the car to drive to the ER. You know, I can't get there.
No.
I need someone to come get me. So immediately when someone got there, they were able to give me a shot that stopped me from throwing up. So that helped. Well, anyway, we're not vomiting stories.
Listen, I'm glad you've recovered from that. That sounds absolutely terrible.
Yes.
And we hope Sip's not going through the same thing right now. But a couple things before we get to basketball, idle chit-chat in the sports world. At midnight, I woke up this at 4-something and saw the news. Russell Wilson is now a Pittsburgh Steeler, signs a 1-year deal with the Steelers at midnight this morning, this morning. So we both talked before the show that's a good fit. That's a playoff team last year that made it despite horrendous quarterback play. Defense had some injuries, but they held them through the.
Didn't they play 3 quarterbacks last year?
They did. It was every week. It was, hey, who's playing? We'll figure it out before the game. Trubisky, who's now Buffalo Bill, Kenny Pickett, and then Mason Rudolph. That was the rotation.
It sure seems like on the surface a pretty good connection, because I just see Mike Tomlin somehow breathing life back into him.
Absolutely.
And so, and it wasn't as if Russell Wilson was just like, though he was the only problem at Denver. That's not the case. And that relationship there was toxic, obviously, with the new
Sean
coaching
Payton.
staff. Yeah, it was not a good situation. So I believe there was I listened to pundits this morning.
Pundits, all right.
Coming in driving in this morning early. I talked to Jake on the road with our windows down at like 5:04.
I looked over, it's Bill in the rig.
5:04. So Jake was in the car. So I had a chance to talk to him. But the pundits were split. They go, older guy is going to be they're going to be a 10-6, 10 team, potentially playoffs, not a threat. And then other ones were very pro about it. I think there'll be a connection there. If he stays healthy, I think that I put it more on Tomlin. I think Tomlin got their team to the playoffs last year. And
somehow,
if you look at even like the Bengals, they had everything fall apart with Joe getting hurt. And then, but at the same time, they went through 3 quarterbacks at Pittsburgh, and they found a way into the playoffs. And so I just think they still have a close to a Super Bowl championship defense. So I think they'll probably add someone. So I think, in my opinion, I think it's a good situation.
Don't forget, and AD obviously is a Steelers fan, but Pittsburgh at one point in back-to-back weeks lost to 2 of the worst teams in the league. They lost to the Patriots and the Cardinals back-to-back. Still went 10-7, made the playoffs despite 2 horrific losses, and just a turntable at quarterback. And now, there's no guarantee Russell Wilson works out there, but his stats were good this past year. He's not bad. He's not a broken record. He was really bad 2 years ago with Hackett in Denver. Last year with Peyton, like you said, Peyton and him just not on the same page, but the stats were still fine. I think that it can work out okay in Pittsburgh for Russell Wilson. And I thought, honestly, if you look at the news from earlier yesterday, Mac Jones gets traded from the Patriots to the Jags, like a 6th round pick. That was a team I thought it would be Steelers, Patriots, or Falcons for Russell Wilson. Okay, that made sense. Okay, Mac Jones is gone. It's Russ time. No, Russ is now on the Steelers, and we'll see what the Patriots do at quarterback.
It's going to be interesting. A lot of things everything gets amped up starting today with free agency.
Yep.
This is where this is where there's going to be a lot of conversation. And the funny thing is, it will be the underwhelming or probably underreported signees which will mean the most.
Yep.
Ones will be okay, he signed, and you don't even really remember that he signed with the team, but also would be middle of the next season. It's like, wow, did they hit a home run when they signed him? He fit what they needed. And so I think that part's fun. Free agency is fun. It's fun to watch and follow.
Today
it's also fun that people aren't free agents. It's also fun that some teams, they're coming back to your team because they've signed a contract and they have to be there.
Yeah, there's no stress at all.
There's no stress like that.
We're on a trip right now, probably vacationing.
College football, it's free agency every year.
That's right. We know our thoughts on that. That is Idle Chit Chat, sponsored by our friends at Newton's Lawn Care. Please call or text Andrew at 402-440-6297. Again, your first application, 50% off of your fertilizer. Your first application, 50% off. That's a big deal.
It's a big deal. And like I said, Andrew crushes it. Like I said, I talked to him this morning when I left my house because he was there in the garage getting some things done. And he does an unbelievable job. And plus, we're looking at some really nice weather coming up.
We are.
There was a lot of yard work done yesterday. I did garage. Laura did outside. So Laura and Sugar were outside in the yard. I did garage work. That was my deal. And then moving things down to our storage shed.
I saw someone mowing yesterday. It seemed early for a mow. It was March 10th. But
were they more picking things up sometimes?
No. This is a mow.
It was a mow. A real mow. A real mow. Okay, that's aggressive. We need some rain. We could use some rain. Drought's back.
Bring the rain.
Drought's back.
It is back. 464-5685. Call or text as always. Nebraska men go on the road to Michigan. And as we said earlier in the show, it was, Michigan had a fast start. They made a bunch of threes off the bat, but Tominaga was hot for the Huskers. He had 30 points in the ball game. Huskers win 85-70. They are a lock for the tournament. They are in. They are a lock.
Write it down.
Nothing could take away Nebraska
Where do you have
basketball. Them at? Well, I'm curious if Billetology and Jake are on the same page. I'd say 8 to 9 seed right now. I don't think they're the 10.
I say an 8.
Okay.
I say an 8 seed right now.
8 to 9
That's
seed.
right. I see him as an 8 seed right now. They also, I think, caught the best matchup for the quarterfinals. It's probably going to be Indiana.
Right.
Most likely Indiana for the quarterfinals, which push them in a really good spot. That force, the 3 seed was big. Keeps you away from Purdue.
Yes, it does. Until the final.
And so, there were some big things there. So I just looked at the bracket this morning and I go, wow, they caught a good one there, I believe. I watched Indiana play Michigan State yesterday and beat Michigan State, and still it was like, you don't feel bad about playing Indiana.
I watched a lot of that game. It was an odd game. Indiana was up big early. Michigan State stormed back, and then Indiana won the game by 1. So Hoosiers would be your opponent if they were to win the game of who plays before them. Yeah. So it's going to be, it is a good draw, but the big news, Nebraska's the 3 seed. 3. Mm-hmm. They could have they entered yesterday going from anywhere from the 3 seed to the 6 seed, and they had the best case scenario happen. I was waiting for, again, a lot of Husker fans are waiting for the other shoe to drop, saying, okay, this is too good to be true. But they go on the road, 4 starters in double-digit scoring, including Tominaga with 30. And I'm telling you, the ball movement, I know Michigan's bad. Michigan's a bad team, but Nebraska's ball movement was exceptional yesterday. The offense was just perfect. It was perfect. Perfect offense.
Yeah, they did a great job. It's a combination. They played well, and Michigan is a horrific team. I was shocked that they played that well in the first half. I think it was a little bit of a rally. So they're kind of like happy. I got to thinking they were happy that they were done. They're not done. I forgot about that because now they have to go play in the tournament. They're not done yet. They have to load up and get on a plane and fly to Minneapolis, then to end their season.
They have lost 8 straight games. And they've had showed life in a portion of those games. That's the best I can say. They've showed life in a couple portions.
And they beat Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, had they lost to Purdue yesterday, which now they're the 5 seed in the tournament. So Wisconsin, who at one point was pushing for the Big Ten title, and obviously it was mid-season, but they appeared to be neck and neck with Purdue, and then fell off completely. So Wisconsin is the 5 seed, Nebraska 3, Northwestern the 4 seed. But I will admit I was watching the game with I was nervous yesterday. We talked about off the air last week that it was like Nebraska would either win big, which they won, or they would lose the game. It was like we didn't see a scenario where Nebraska won a close game. It was either lose close or win big, and we were right on that scenario.
Correct.
They won big by 15. But Michigan, I wouldn't be surprised if you hear by the end of the week that they have a new head coach or they're going to fire Juwan Howard, look for the new coach. How do you bring him back right now? They've won 8 games this year. They've won 8.
It's hard. I look back to the first thing would be like, I would look at like, why did your best player leave? That would be the one thing I would ask right away. Why did your best player leave to go to Kansas? That would be
Hunter Dickinson.
That screamed a problem. Then there's been a couple off-court situations, which obviously has to line itself up. Now it is a Michigan man. He's a former Fab Five.
That's correct.
Of all those, so there's something else to that. So I'm sure this runs very deep. Also, I would imagine that if Ward Manuel could hold off having a brand new head coach in football and basketball, he would probably like that. He'd probably like to not have both of those going on at one time. And so I would sure he would, if there's a way that he feels that he can keep him, that they would. But it doesn't look good just because of the vibe of the team. There's a difference when all of a sudden, it's like, what would have happened at Michigan if they had let him go with 8 games left? Would they have turned it around? Because Ohio State did. Ohio State was going to be dead last. They were going to be dead last. Then all of a sudden they made a change, and all of a sudden, I don't think that's the case. I believe that Ohio State is much more talented right now than Michigan.
It wouldn't have changed the fact that their best player, McDaniel, still couldn't play on the road.
Yes. No, wouldn't have.
That wouldn't change that. That was put in play by, I think, the AD or whatever it was. But that's a situation still bizarre. And he played well yesterday in the first half. Doug McDaniel did, but just a mess up there. It's incredible. That's a team that, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, was in the championship game, the NCAA championship, and now they're nothing. John Beelan had that program set up for a huge success, and Juwan Howard inherited a good team, and he did well from the get-go. But since it's now all his team, it has not gone well.
No,
for the Wolverines.
So there'll be a lot of decisions made. Obviously, wouldn't shock me if he's back though. Wouldn't shock me. It's kind of one of those things like, he got fired. Okay, he's back. Okay. And it wouldn't be shocking really either way. It's not one of those. I just think there's just no way they can keep him. There is a way they can keep him. And if they did let him go, also, you wouldn't push back very hard on that.
No.
You wouldn't push back and say, well, that's crazy.
Regarding Nebraska, again, I mentioned Tominaga had 30 points in the game for the Huskers. And Josiah Alec, again, I go back to December, and I didn't think he fit the team. He wasn't playing great basketball at the time. I thought he had some issues with his with turnovers. Sometime in mid-December, that dude turned a serious corner and has never looked back in a very positive way. Josiah Alec in the game, 6 of 6 from the field, 15 points, 5 rebounds. Rink Mass, 12 points. Bryce Williams, 10 points as well. Juwan and Gary, 9. So almost all 5 starters in double figures. It was a collective effort led by Tominaga. And we said this last week, Bill, that if Nebraska makes a run in the dance or the Big Ten tournament, it's going to be led by a hot Tominaga. And he in the first half, I think he had 20-plus points in the first half. He had at least 20 points. I forget if he had 20 or 20-plus. But he could not be stopped. 12 of 17 shooting, 5 of 8 on threes. And he was doing this thing where it's making the threes, driving in for easy layups, hit a couple tough layups as well. If he is on mentally like that, they're a tough team for anybody to beat. Anybody. I don't know who could have pushed. Who would have? Nebraska could have beat a lot of teams in the nation yesterday.
I also changed my selection of most valuable new player. If it's been Rink Mask all year,
okay,
and I've now switched that to Alec, Josiah Alec.
Yeah,
I believe he now has become without him, both are so critical. I get that. He stands out the most. He stands out the most
every play.
And now what he's scoring too. Before it was like, hey, we just like the effort and the rebounding and the defense. Well, now he's scoring also with that. So with those two additions, and that's just where basketball, that's kind of where sport is right now. When you hit, and they hit on, it appears to be character and effort.
Yep. And
then also they have a talent level. Sometimes if it's just you have character and you have effort, it's like, that's awesome, that's good. And you still find yourself out of the tournament.
Yep.
Find yourself with 8 or 9 wins.
Right.
Like a bunch of good guys, but their talent set is pretty good. Not pretty good, it is very good. And I think so those guys are just jump out at me with the difference. And also they're both what? Mass kicks ass. They're both big bodies.
They are.
Big bodies. Instead of trying to find the next great 2 guard or point guard or whatever, they went and got some big bodies. And then they can also, both of them can shoot the 3. Rink can shoot it better, in my opinion, but they both shoot a 3, so that you have to go out and guard them in those spots also.
And it wasn't even, Nebraska really didn't have a good day at the line. They were 12 of 20, which is bad for this team at the free throw line. But again, they still win comfortably, 85-70. They'll play on Friday in Minneapolis against the winner of Indiana and the team that I forget, I think it's Penn State and somebody that Minnesota.
I think it's Penn. Is it Penn State, Michigan?
You're right. Yep, you're right. Penn State, Michigan. They'll play Indiana will play that winner, and then whoever that wins that game plays Nebraska on Friday.
I wonder that should be a really good showing for Nebraska fans to get to Minneapolis. That should be a
6-hour drive.
That should be a great showing. That really should be. I hope the fan base is really good for that. What time? That game's already scheduled. What time is that game on Friday?
Question,
because that's already in the books. We can determine what time that they would play. For some reason, I think it's the late game.
I'll check for you real quick.
Because it's low on the.
They would play in the Brent. No, yeah, you're right. Nebraska will play at 7:30 on Friday on BTN against the winner of the team that game ahead of them. So 7:30 p.m. on Friday. So if you want
we
to
need
work,
a crowd up there.
You want to work a half
Let's
day,
go.
You could drive up and get there by probably 6 o'clock.
Take the whole day. Another advanced skip day. Advanced skip day.
All right.
February 13th was skip day. If you guys want to count it, you want to pay it forward, now's the time. Pull your kids out of class right now.
Do it.
Pull them out. Get on the road early Friday. Get up there. Plus, there's tons of hotels around there. You can stay on the Fringe and not get gouged. You can stay somewhere, 45 minutes away with a normal rate and not get gouged. So
Absolutely.
we need to be skipping school, buckle up, and get up there.
The other scores from the men's side, and we'll get to the women's game here after the break. Last game, Nebraska beats Michigan 85-70. Purdue beats Wisconsin 78-70. Ohio State continues their incredible play. They went on the road and pounded Rutgers 73-51. Won by 22 points. They have one loss since Dealer took over.
You don't want to play Ohio State right now.
No, you do not. Keep them out of here. Like, they're the 10 seed, and they're going to make probably the semifinals at least. I'm putting them right now in the semis because they play Iowa, and they're going to beat Iowa in their second day matchup because Iowa lost at home to Illinois last night, 73-61. The seniors were like 2 of 18 combined.
That was never a game.
It wasn't. It was weird.
There's a couple of rallies, but when you watch it, it's like, you think Illinois can lose? No, never thought that one time.
Indiana beats Michigan State by 165-54. In the nightcap, Penn State beat Maryland 85-69. That was your scores from yesterday in the Big Ten. But again, the tournament starts up on Wednesday in Minneapolis. I hope Nebraska fans show up for Friday, and hopefully they can have a couple games out of it. Get to the finals. Why not? This team is very good. This team believes that they can do something special, and it'd be fun to do that, to see it actually happen this year for the Huskers. So when we come back, though, we cannot forget about the incredible performance the women had. They lost to Iowa in the title game yesterday, but we'll talk about their run, the game, what could have happened in the game. They were up by 8 late and made an interesting decision. We'll talk about Nebraska, Iowa next on Early Break in the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Looking for a job that feels like family? Join Lincoln Industries, where tradition meets innovation. They're a family-owned, privately held manufacturing company with a passion for excellence and a commitment to their community. They have openings on all shifts at both the main plant and air park facilities, offering flexibility to fit your schedule. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, there's a place for you there. At Lincoln Industries, they invest in their people's success, providing opportunities for growth and advancement. Apply now and become a part of something special at Lincoln Industries.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in March. Try their pesto cream cheese on any breakfast sandwich. For lunch, try the salmon panini with provolone, sesame oil, and tomatoes on a ciabatta roll with bagel chips. Perfect for Lent. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, 2-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. It's the only place to see the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks, like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Megalodon, and more. It's big-time fun for the whole family. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Coming to Pinnacle Bank Arena March 29th and 30th. Brought to you by BKT Tires, Great Clips, and the original Super Glue.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play it against sports at 48th and Vine.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Alcohol has strained our relationship. Drinking too much can cause harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, we will save our relationship. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
This
good morning, little brother.
is Early Break with Zip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We will get to Nebraska, Iowa women's basketball here in a second. Before that, this segment sponsored by our friends at Beck's Hybrids. Look at Bill's hat right now. Look at that, Bill.
Right
That's your
there.
hat. Beck's hat right now.
Beck's.
Beck's Hybrids.
Seed.
The largest independent family-owned company for seed in the USA. Founded in 1937, Beck's Hybrids provides unrivaled customer service and product diversity for both corn and soybeans. A company founded on faith, family, and farming. To find your nearest Beck's Hybrids representative, head over to beckshybrids.com.
Non-conglomerate?
That's right.
Yeah.
Does that matter to you?
It matters to me.
It should.
I think it matters to people here in this state, doesn't it? Yeah. All of a sudden, just feeding the giant corporate system. How about being family owned since 1937?
Sonny Beck.
Sonny Beck.
Yep.
Not Sonny Jurgensen,
No.
Sonny Beck. Running the company right now. He's in his late 80s, been run by the family. Everyone in the family is on board with what's going on. It like I said, just being out there makes you happy. And they have grown so much in Nebraska. It's just incredible. And if you want to just get on random flights around the country for enjoyment, that's where you want to go, because they take you out there. They take you to Indiana. They'll fly you anywhere you want to go. If you want to jump in and get yourself some seed, I saw it loaded up when I was there. I saw a guy back his semi up, his own semi, and loaded it full of seed. I was there. I saw it happen live. I saw the efficiency. I saw the love in the seed.
They seem like the more the merrier type of place. They really do.
Yes.
For in terms of taking the flight with the people on the private jet. Why not?
Yes, very, very much so. Like I said, if not, stop out there. Same thing. They'll take you to lunch.
Oh, yeah.
They will take you to lunch. They will take you to lunch anywhere you want to go out there. Just sit and talk to them. Just spend some time with them. Beck's.
BecksHybrids.com. Again, go there today and check it out. Okay, Nebraska basketball, the women's team had a great run in the tournament. They beat Purdue their first game. They beat Michigan State game 2. They beat Maryland, who had beaten Ohio State by 19 the night before. And then they play Iowa, a team they're very familiar with. Nebraska pushed Iowa and Iowa City back in January, lost by 17 when they pulled away at the last few minutes. Nebraska beats Iowa here in Lincoln back in February. That was the big comeback in the fourth quarter. And they're not scared of that team. Nebraska leads at halftime by 11 yesterday. Tied going into the fourth quarter, and then they go into overtime. Nebraska was up 8 late in this game, Bill. You said you were watching this more than the men's game, and it felt like Nebraska was going to get it done. It seemed like they were on the way to getting it done, and just Caitlin Clark did her thing, and Nebraska might have made an early shot clock decision on a 3-pointer, possibly.
Yeah, like I said, I missed a little bit of the first half on a couple of things, but no, I was all about the women's game.
Sure.
That's I only went back to the men's during a timeout or anything. It was so here's something to write down for myself.
Okay.
83-84 Orange Bowl. With scoring explosion, Turner Gill, ball gets tipped. John Cook's first national championship in volleyball, and the women's game yesterday. Those are my 3 biggest viewing excitements in the history of Nebraska sport.
Wow.
Now, I was part of some games as a coach or thing, so that's a different. Viewing wise, never been on the edge of my seat like those 3 games. That was as far as just nauseous at every turn of event that might be happening. The excitement for it, and the reason was this: it wasn't just a Big Ten championship; it was a chance to twice beat the most iconic player in the history of women's basketball
in the same season.
And they're down as a 1 seed.
Yep.
And they'd won 2 Big Ten tournaments in a row. This was their 3rd.
Correct.
And so it was on the cusp of being probably it would have been not even remotely close as far as the biggest win in the history of Nebraska, women's Nebraska basketball. But just overall, I mean, it's a parade, not a parade. It's a gathering 10 years later. We just got together with the team that won the Big 8 tournament with Danny Nee.
Sure.
Just came back this year.
Yep, they did.
This would have been one of those teams that came back and would have been forever. Imagine the video and the highlight of what was going on. So for that reason, like I said, the 83-80 for the Orange Bowl with Turner Gill and the scoring explosion, Coach Cook's first national championship in volleyball, and this game yesterday as far as my must-see, edge of the seat, edge of the couch type of situation.
It was a game for Nebraska. Again, it sucks. It hurts today that you lost the game because, like you said, you could have beaten Caitlin Clark twice in a row, twice in the same season. The best of all time to do it in college basketball, for women's college basketball for sure. And you had it was actually feasible. This is not like, oh yeah, we're down 5 late. You were up 8 with 90 seconds to go in the game. Right?
It was a little more than that. So they were
2 minutes to go.
They were up 8 and had the ball.
Okay.
With slightly over 2 minutes.
Okay.
Where, like I said, like that, it was just obviously Amy did an unbelievable job of coaching and she had her team loose as far as like, here's what we're doing. Boy, they moved the ball. They took shots.
Made 14
Alexis
threes.
Markowski down low did a tremendous job. There was, like I said, like that. In hindsight, I would have rather seen him not shoot the 3 with 20 some seconds left on the clock and had the ball. If they run it down, there's 2 options. One, you run it down and makes a big change with just that. Those 20 some seconds are big when you're in that stage of the game. And also when you run it down, there's still a chance that you still do score at the end of that time to run the clock down, to have those things. But if it goes in, you're up 11 with 2 minutes left. But there was a 8 to 10 second scenario there that everything changed. Missed the 3.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin Clark went down, immediately hit the 3.
Right.
And so that's those scenarios happened. But those scenarios, but there's plays all over the place. So it's surely not a shot at anybody about why we took the shot or why we didn't. I'm sure in hindsight they wish they hadn't right now. And who knows what that does either. I was just, like I said, it was riveting, exciting. And I wanted those ladies to win that game so bad because of who they were up against. The opponent meant so much. The opponent meant so much in this scenario to beat Caitlin Clark again. And was it 4 in the first half and 30?
She had 4 at halftime.
4 and a half and 30 what in the second half?
32, I want to say.
32 or 30.
She had 34 points. So she had 30 points in the second half.
30 in the second half.
In overtime.
Like that. So that's that. And the shot she hit, contested. There were contested shots.
Well, the one that took the lead at 87-86, you can't defend that. The step back, I mean, that's why she is who she is. You cannot defend that play.
Yeah,
properly.
And the thing is, she passes so well.
She does.
The only way to stop it is to double her, is to have a chance to be, okay, we got to get the ball out of her hands. And their complementary players stepped up.
They did.
Their complementary players stepped up.
Well, how about this? Hannah Stolke had 25 points.
Yeah.
Stolke, the post player, 25 points for Iowa, 11 for Sydney Falter. Kate Martin had 13, and then Caitlin Clark had 34. I mean, Nebraska, again, it was also complimentary. You look at, Markowski, you mentioned it, 23 points and 15 rebounds. Like she's back next year, by the way, one more year. Then you get Natalie Potts, a freshman, 21 points, 9 rebounds, fouled out late, but she had a great performance. Jazz Shelley,
she's fun to watch.
She is fun to watch. Jazz Shelley, 16 points. She had 3 threes in the game. Nisley also, Logan Nisley, a freshman, 13 points. Like this, they still have a lot of potential for this year in the actual tournament. But the future next year for the Huskers, you lose Jazz Shelley, that hurts. But you're bringing Britt Prince from Elko North, who could play right away. Markowski's back, Nisley's back, Potts is back. Unless the portal hits this team, I don't see it's going to happen. I mean, the future is very, very bright for Amy Williams and the squad, and they could make some sort of run in the dance now.
One of the great coaching jobs done. They had to win 4 to get there. They won 3, and they had to win the 4th one to be able to get it done. 4 games back to back. Just if you want to put this in perspective, there's been several times where Fred had mentioned that playing Thursday and then playing Sunday is a lot. Think about that.
Right.
Playing Thursday and playing Sunday is a lot. We had to, we play at home, had to go on the road, we play on Sunday. They had to play 4 games back to back. I'm pretty sure it was Jazz Shelley, I believe, when they interviewed her I watched the interview after they won the semis. And they were asked, like, who do you think you match up against? Who would you like to play in the finals? Usually you go with the classic, doesn't matter, just excited where they're there. That's it. She goes, no, we want to play Iowa. We want all these fans here. We want to have, and that place was rolling.
It was packed.
But I love that, how she answered that question. Like, no, absolutely not. We do not hope Iowa gets upset. We'd like to play Iowa because they have the best player in the country, and they also have a fan base that was, they packed that place.
Well, in Nebraska, again, for Jazz Shelley, they pushed them once and they beat them once. They're not scared of that team. They wanted the moment to say, you know what, Caitlin, great career, but we're going to take you down. No 3 straight titles for you.
So I do. I feel for him so bad because you know what that feeling's like, especially when it wasn't a situation where it's like you said, Nebraska was down 6-8 most of the game. They battled back, had a chance. Wasn't the case. They actually had things kind of in control at one point late in the game, and it just didn't go their way. And then they made the line was so fine for Iowa, and they performed on every single time, on every possession that they had to have to get to where they had to be able to get that done.
Yeah, it was not. Caitlin Clark obviously is the star, and she had great plays to make it happen. But Stolke, 25 points. She had some great rebounds down the stretch that were huge for Iowa. And at the very end, Nebraska still had a chance, but Jazz Shelley threw a long errant pass that Clark picked off, and that was kind of the end of the game for the Huskers.
Yeah,
but
and Iowa did a nice job on defending Nebraska on the last possession of the game.
They did.
Nebraska got the last possession to win the game, and they did a nice job of holding that out. And then when it went up, Iowa went up 5-0 in overtime. It's like, oh, here we're going to get beat by 12. But nope, came back and took the lead again. Took the lead again. So the grit by Amy and those ladies, incredible. I just wish that would have ended different. Like I said, it's in the top 3 of my all-time greatest moments of watching sports at the University of Nebraska.
Here was from post-game, Amy Williams was at the podium. A lot of emotion, obviously, from last night in the game. Here's Amy Williams at the podium saying how she was proud of the team yesterday.
Well, first of all, Amy, thanks for being here, and we appreciate all of you guys that made the trip up to be here to support us as well and to cover our team. But I think that watching this team rally together and the way they've just really kind of taken on the mantra of playing for each other. They've just found ways to pick each other up and have each other's back and contribute in ways that we need them to contribute. And if that's Maddie Kroll coming in and having 2 assists and no turnovers, if that's Jess Petrie coming in and spelling some kids with foul trouble, if it's Callan Hay coming in and giving us a spark and scoring punch or taking charges, everybody has found a way to contribute and pick up and their team. And I'm just so proud of my staff and my team for everything they've poured into this week and putting ourselves in a position to compete for a championship.
So there's Amy Williams. And again, a lot of emotion, understandably so. But they have every reason to believe, Bill, that they can win a couple games and do something in the dance.
What a job by her. What a job. Like I said, that was fun to watch. And like I said, the game is a crazy game, the way things happen and the balls bounce and different stuff goes on. But they played with so much energy, enthusiasm, and they were so well coached.
Yes.
They were. There was never a time you're like going, what's going on? What are they doing? Nope. Sometimes things didn't go their way, but it was an incredible coaching job by them. It was, like I said, I'm sure everyone in the state was probably very similar to me on which game they were watching the closest.
Well, one was for a championship there.
Yeah, one was for a championship against again, and also with that, the whole country was watching that game.
It was the CBS.
Because everyone watches must see. I will say this though, and maybe it's just they didn't show Amy as much, but I just don't see from the players or from Amy that every time a whistle's blown that there is complete just meltdowns. I just don't see it. I don't see it at all from her. It's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side, there's a meltdown every time that there's a foul or a call. I've never seen anything like it. And usually starts right from their head coach. It was just, it's just, and maybe now I'm watching it through the eyes of a Nebraska fan. So I'm probably jaded, but but I don't remember seeing Amy at any time where on the other side, every single time the whistle blew, there was boos. It was from the crowd, from the bench, from the players. There was palms up. And I just didn't see Nebraska do that, and that's a great job coaching.
This is a team, Bill, that I'm not saying it's by any means like commendable. It's a team that was in the national title game last year. They lost to LSU. They think they're high and mighty, and they got the best player of all time. And we saw when Nebraska beat them here in Lincoln, where the head coach Bluter, she got upset about the post game situation, saying, "I got a plane to catch." They think they're the bee's knees right now, and
they're the
bee's knees.
The bee's knees.
All right. I'm going to an old phrase. The bee's knees.
And so I don't know if I'm missing it. Maybe it just seemed like it was like wow. And then you just looked over on the Nebraska side, and you never saw Amy in that spot.
No.
You never saw her team in that spot. You never saw them going to officials, over and over again with palms up with what happened. And their calls there was never a time watching where I was like, oh, that was a horrific call. I mean, I didn't see it either side. It was like, oh, wow.
Nebraska's a very likable team. Obviously, we're biased, but again, they're just a likable team, and we hope that they do some damage in the women's dance here. But tough loss yesterday, but a great battle, great game, and the Huskers, they showed up. They belonged in that game. They truly belonged. It wasn't a 20-point blow. They showed they belonged in that game, and that's what matters a ton. Before we get to break, quick plug for our friends out at Lincoln Industries.
Scott Miller, run firm.
That's a big deal.
Yes.
Big deal. If you're looking for a job that feels like family, join them at Lincoln Industries, where tradition meets innovation. They're a family-owned, privately held manufacturing company with a passion for excellence and a commitment to their community. Openings on all shifts at both the main plant and air park facilities. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, there is a place for you at Lincoln Industries. Apply at lincolnindustries.com.
One place where I've spent a lot of time, went down and spent a couple days with them. Like I was telling you and Steve Sipple, I had a chance to walk the facility, and it is a fine-tuned machine. I just saw a bunch of unified workers getting stuff done. They're running Harley Davidson from right here in Lincoln with the parts that they have to make. They're doing everything, and Scott Miller is doing an incredible job. Future mayor and governor is doing an incredible job, and running Lincoln Industries too. So that's a lot. But please get down there. And again, Scott, when you come down for your interview, Scott will take you to lunch.
It's a great place to work, and yes, Scott will do that for you.
Yes, he'll take you to lunch at Applebee's.
I do it right now.
Yes.
When we come back, Bill's Thrills and Song of the Day on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hog Wild's giant stuffed baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house-smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and we pay for CDL training. Apply today to earn an average total compensation of $50,000 to $60,000 your first year driving. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Jake Sorensen here for The Body Shop. My wife is nearing her due date with our first child and has been in need of a good massage as her body continues to change and adapt. Dennis and the team at The Body Shop were incredible with the prenatal massage that she's still talking about today. I was also able to get a deep tissue massage, so it was a great bonding experience and a unique couples massage in general. If you're in need of stress relief, book a massage today at thebodyshoplincoln.com. The Body Shop at 48th and A.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now through March 17th, prepare for St. Patrick's Day with great options like corned beef brisket point cuts for $3.99 per pound and 6 packs of Guinness for just $4.88 when you buy at least $5.01 in fresh meat. And for ticket listeners only, get USDA Choice Eye of Round Roast for $3.99 per pound. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Shopping Square Center just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine. It will be breezy and very warm. We'll see a high around 76. Tonight, partly cloudy skies expected with a low around 44. And tomorrow, mainly sunny skies return, and so does the warmth. We'll see a high around 74. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree, and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Attention all Nebraska basketball fans. The NCAA tournament is coming soon, and Nebraska looks to be on its way to their first appearance in 10 years. Better Tree Removal wants to celebrate the occasion and any possible success in the tournament by offering a deal. If you're in need of tree removal on your property, call or text Todd by March 20th. If Nebraska wins the first round game, you'll get 25% off the bid. If they win 2, you'll get 50% off. You must contact Todd at 402-780-1377 before March 20th.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
Problem gambling is not just a financial issue. It's an emotional problem with financial consequences. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Nutrition Authority invites you to try Anarchy, which is an exciting free workout for athletes and fitness enthusiasts who want the most out of their workout. Anarchy can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Remember, when you want results, the solution is simple. Nutrition Authority. Stop in, call, or check us out at mynutritionauthority.com.
You love to bash his sports takes.
Now, will you feel like an idiot if you're a big tough? If you're a big tough guy this morning,
but you really love to voice your displeasure for his music choices.
He stumbled on an issue that I did not think would generate this much passion and discussion.
It's time for Jake's questionable song of the day on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and the
Once again, your song of the day from 1978, Time for Me to Fly by REO Speedwagon, 464-56851 is bad, 10 is good. Texture rating on the Sauter-Heyman Jewelers song of the day. Sip is not here today. Again, Sip, if you're just tuning in, Sip is ill. He's out.
So text him on his personal phone. You guys have his number.
We were texted at 4:30 this morning that he was ill and could not make it in today.
Check in with Sip. I don't know. I think Sip would probably classify us as maybe a little bubblegumish. But
he likes REO.
78. I love REO Speedwagon. I'm going to say Sip would probably give it like a 7-9. I'm much higher because I think it's one of the ultimate breakup songs.
Okay.
I think it's, REO Speedwagon. Remember one time myself and Chris Buwalt's Duke had went through a relationship situation.
Oh, boy.
And they broke up. And so we just kept playing the song over and over again while we drove around for him. How
many times you think?
20. And so, yes, it was, like I said, Duke went through a lot that night, but we helped him through it with REO Speedwagon. REO Speedwagon, I'm a big fan. I think this song's great. It's not walk-up music, but it's a fabulous song. It's an 8334. Thank you, 1978, Jake Sorensen.
8334. You think Sip's was 7-9? I think he's close to an 8. So I think you're right there in the
probably right
in
that spot. What's I'd say Josh gives it like a 5.
He's a 5. Farley gave it a 2. Terrell Farley's in the building.
I can see that. I can see why Josh doesn't love that. Remember, I grew up with the song. When you grow up with a song and you know every word to a song, that naturally just puts you up 2 or 3 spots right away.
Yep.
So,
some scores here, some ratings before we get to Bill's Thrills here on Monday. Here we go. They're flying in. Rick from Wahoo, an 8. Notorious B.I.B. 7.85. Rod in South Lincoln says an 8. He's age 60, by the way.
Nice. See, fits right in.
Fits right in.
Yeah,
Dino,
fits right in.
Dino 7.25. Sandmaster in KC a 6.4. Ryan in California 7.8. High scores today. The Bandit 7.7. Gus says 2.3.
All right, Gus is down on it. All right.
Who in Columbus?
Bird!
3.5.
Nice.
3.5.
I knew Bird wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
There's no chance.
But he's back, though.
But he's back.
We missed him Thursday and Friday.
We missed him, yes. We looked for the Bird.
Yeah. Where were you, Bird?
Yes.
Report back. You were missed badly on Thursday and Friday. Kiffin in Columbus, a 9. Pops in Minnesota, a 5. We've got 7.5 from The Rat and Unadilla.
The
That's
Rat.
a name.
Nice.
That's a name. The Rat and Unadilla. Nice. Isaac at 8. Zach, 7.8. We got Joe in Boulder. Gives it a 6. Kyle and Hooper to 7.8. And John says that's a 7.2 from him also. So
very high scores.
There's
very good song. A nice Monday song.
Yes.
I wouldn't put that as a Friday song. That's a Monday or Tuesday song and went very well. I appreciate it because I knew all the words and I like to sing along. I enjoy doing that.
Well, I like when you sing along too. Oh, and by the way, Bird in Columbus is back.
He's back.
He says he was in Costa Rica. And he says...
Couldn't get the app down there?
This is great. He says his dad was listening. He says, my dad was mad. I missed Song of the Day those 2 days. You're missing out, Bird. And there's no shout out today from you. The guys are missing
Thank you, Bird.
Yes, before we get to Bill's Thrills, a quick legal ID on this Monday.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Let's get to Bill's Thrills on a Monday. Here we go.
Some call him the most interesting man in the world.
That is setting up the morel mushroom bonanza.
Oh,
yeah.
There's going to be bonanza?
Mushrooms grow better with thunder and lightning.
Others call him Coach. But to everyone else, he's Bill.
I want to get one of those military ab stimulators for us to wear during the show. You see, I sent you today.
It's time for Bill's Thrills on Early Break. Sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors.
Yes, Bill's Thrills is sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors, the ATMs, the cash cows of Lincoln. They'll make you lots of money. You can call them up at 402-730-7387 or stop by 27th and Old Cheney to see them today. Bill, the floor is yours. Oh, hang on.
You lost me.
I had the wrong button pushed.
We're going to talk some football.
We are?
We're going to talk football on Monday. It's interesting here. Getting ourselves ready to go for the season. That long ways off, but you have to get started on early. Jake, do you feel that football, that Fridays are for high school football?
Yes, I do.
I like that. I'm a fan of high school 100%. And went to a lot of games with that, but I disagree also 100% in this. Nobody's missing a high school game because there's a college football game on TV. That's just not true.
Okay, all right.
And so the fans are going like, you know what? I was going to go watch East play Southeast, but there was a game on and decided not to watch it. That's not accurate. And so if you're going to go to a high school game, you'll go to the high school game. That's what you'll do. And so I don't know if people are sitting in like Long Beach and thinking like, well, I want to go watch a high school game tonight, but I'm not going to go because there's a college game on. And so that's not true.
All right. Okay.
And so I applaud Fox because Fox is football. That's their big phrase. So Fox is jumping into Friday night football this year hard. Before it was an ESPN, then usually some CBSS, which would be Nevada against San Jose State or something of that nature, which I would watch, absolutely. But they're jumping in big time, and they're going Big 10, Big 12, Mountain West. And so there's going to be some major games going on Friday nights. And it's just a way for them to capture another night. It's very similar to the NFL jumping in on Thursdays. Remember, Thursday nights used to be meant for what? College football.
That's right.
And the NFL's like, you know what? We want something on Thursday. We want something on on Sunday. We want something on Monday. So they have 3 nights is what they're getting. So Fox has done that, and I applaud them for it. I don't think they're cutting into any high school sports. I know this. When Gigi's dancing at Lincoln East at halftime, I went to all the games, and guess what games I'm going to this year? The same games.
The same ones.
Absolutely. I will be there at Seacrest Field over and over again to be able to see that. Hopefully the game doesn't match up that I miss. Now, does it hurt in some phases? A place like in Nebraska, because I think Nebraska played Illinois. They play Illinois.
They played a couple Friday games
Friday,
against Illinois.
Yeah, Friday night. So that I'm sure that's a tough one on the state a little bit on some fans.
They played Rutgers that Friday night a couple years ago too. On the road.
I was at that.
You were
one.
at that game.
I was there. I was the defensive coordinator in that game. Yes, I should remember that.
That was a big game for Nebraska. You did a great job.
But the situation is, like I said, I applaud it because I don't think they're taking anything away from the sport. I don't think that there's going to be in the state of Texas, Friday night lights will be the same, and it won't be different because BYU is playing Utah State on that game. I think they're still going to fill the stadium the same way.
So to me, though, Bill, it's great. I like selfishly, if you want to watch high school football, the fact that some of these are West games, you can watch them after high school's over. Also, right?
There'll be some. I imagine you're going to have some double headers.
Beautiful.
And so you're going to have a chance to be able to see some after it. And anytime there's something on, it's like good football on a Friday night. That's a plus because sometimes on Saturday you get kind of like, oh, wow, we got this going on. We got this going on. I'm going to end up missing that game. Think of all the good games you've missed, Jake, when you go to the Nebraska game.
Yes.
And you're going like, I didn't get a chance to watch.
Watch Alabama and A&M
whoever.
Today. Watch the game.
Get a chance to watch that. It won't be those talk, but my point is they're bringing in big conferences. It's not, we're going to have games on Friday night. No, it's going to be major games. They want to get that market on Friday night as there is a huge market for games to be watched on Friday night. So I think Fox has done a great job with it. It doesn't take anything away from it. Do I still think that the most important thing is high school football on Friday? I do. I just don't think it affects it one way or the other. I just think that if people sitting home watching nothing or something that they don't want to watch, they're going to be like, oh, wow, there's a really good game to watch on TV tonight, and I'm going to watch that game. So I think Fox is going to kill it in this area.
Now, Nebraska has played against several. Illinois, I think, twice, and Rutgers once. It's always on the road, though, for Nebraska. They're trying to preserve these Saturdays here in Lincoln as much as they possibly can.
Oh, God, you don't want those. Yeah, you don't want a Friday night game at Nebraska. No. That would be very detrimental to high school football. And it'd be very detrimental to the city of Lincoln, the cash coming in. That would be the one game, it'd be a lot of opt-outs. It'd be a lot, because if it's a Friday night game, that means it's a lesser game.
Typically,
they're not going to all of a sudden. They're not going to throw
Ohio State and somebody on.
Yeah,
Friday night.
Yeah, or Iowa, Nebraska. Iowa is not going to turn into a Friday night game. That's different. I know that ties in with Thanksgiving last weekend, all that stuff.
Friday,
but that's different. But you're not going to have a major game. It's going to be one of those games, like it's been in Illinois or it's been at Rutgers, where the eyeballs aren't as strong to watch that game. I don't think it'll ever happen at Nebraska because I believe, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I believe the home team has to give the thumbs up approval to be able to do this. They have to be like, yes, we will make this. We would rather be on TV than we would rather be not on TV or just shelved in with 20 other games at the same time. Like Illinois might be on BTN 2 or something like that. And they're like going, you know what? We'll take the Fox game on Friday, and if the fandom is less, we're still on TV with the major exposure to be able to have it. So I think it's really good. Like I said, there'll be several games that we'll talk about this fall, and we'll be like, hey, this is exciting to watch this game tonight. We'll be able to see this game tonight, and I don't think it takes away anything from high school football.
Someone wants to push back on that. You want to hear that? Here's the response. Someone says, the marginal fan now has an excuse to stay home and watch football instead of going to a good high school game. Well, it's the marginal fan, though. Yeah, the marginal fan does, and I just see that the people at the high school games are pretty much all in. Yes. I just think there's so many people that aren't going to high school football. They're not going, and they're not going because of it's like, no, they have something else to watch. They're not going to the game. The ones that are going to go are still going to go. And I think if you're marginal, you're still probably going to the high school game. But what they've done is they've upped what Fox has done is they've upped the ante, and they're going to bring in better games on that Friday. So just having some home games, whatever. We'll get a chance to watch that a little bit. And so I'm still a fan. So I'm not pushing back on that. I just don't think the general person does that. I just don't see a lot of people showing up just to games that are like going, what do we have there? We had probably Seacrest Field, probably an extra 2,000 people just want to come watch a high school game. That's not true. That's not happening. I wish it was. I wish that's what it was, but it's just not. No. And so it's like telling your kids to stay off their phone. Good luck. They're not. That's not happening anymore. Think so, buddy. But we have to talk about better times here all the time. Those are better times, but those aren't there right now. So why not have something on there? Again, I will be at high school. That's where I will be. And again, people set their own priorities. If you want to go watch high school, you can watch high school. Just give you more options to watch more games.
It's just an option. It's just an option. Exactly.
Options are good in this life. So that's Bill's Thrill, sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors. Call them at 402-730-7387. Top of the hour next on Early Break in the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Have you been accused of a crime? Is your freedom at stake? At Liberty Law Group, we are committed to the defense of liberty for those accused. Facing criminal charges is stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. At Liberty Law Group, we believe in treating every person with respect, compassion, and understanding. When legal troubles are keeping you up at night, trust Liberty Law Group to fight your battles. To learn more, call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Attention all Nebraska basketball fans. The NCAA tournament is coming soon, and Nebraska looks to be on its way to their first appearance in 10 years. Better Tree Removal wants to celebrate the occasion and any possible success in the tournament by offering a deal. If you're in need of tree removal on your property, call or text Todd by March 20th. If Nebraska wins the first round game, you'll get 25% off the bid. If they win two, you'll get 50% off. You must contact Todd at 402-780-1377 before March 20th.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Life is all about balance, so how about a little sweet and a little heat to make your week? At Wings and Rings, we're introducing our all-new Hot Honey menu for the month of March. Try our one-of-a-kind house-made sauce on the brand-new Hot Honey chicken sandwich or our Hot Honey shrimp and slaw. And of course, you can get it on the traditional boneless or smoked wings that have made Wings and Rings your go-to neighborhood spot. But don't wait, Hot Honey is only here until April 1st. So stop by Wings and Rings at one of our 2 Lincoln locations today, on O Street and on Village Lane.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
The Planet Fitness Black Card is packed with perks, not like other gyms.
Hi, can I bring a friend to work out? Oh, Jay, is my membership good at other locations? Okay, do you have any other amenities?
But at Planet Fitness, the PF Black Card gets you tons of perks. Bring a friend for free anytime. Access to any of our 2,500 plus locations. Relax in the hydro massage and so much more. Join for just $1 down, $24.99 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends March 15th. See Home Club for details.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Spring is on its way. Are you prepared to keep the grass greener on your side? Blades Lawn and Landscape has a position opened at a homeowner association to their client list with residential and commercial openings also. Transform your yard into a private oasis with the professional services offered by Blades Lawn and Landscape, including landscape walls and beds and a 5-step fertilizer program applied by a licensed professional. Call them today at 402-730-6320 or go to bladeslcc.com to schedule a free estimate on commercial or residential lawn services.
Spring often marks the beginning of severe weather, which can lead to power outages. LES wants you to be prepared before the storm. Restock your emergency kit, update your info with LES, and if you encounter an outage, report it at les.com/report.
Wake up, Lincoln.
I overslept. Damn rooster didn't crow.
It's time for Early Break, sponsored by Midwest Bank. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I'm wrong, but I'm not.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
If I were a feral cat.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
You get one team. Mine's the Houston Oilers. I'm not the Texans, and I'm not the Titans, so I'm out.
This is Early Break.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Monday. Steve Sipple out today. He is ill. He will be hopefully back tomorrow. Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Hour 2 sponsored by our friends at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC. Location in Lincoln at 27th and Jamie Lane. New location just opened up 2 weeks ago at 70th and Pioneer. Stop by and see the beautiful stone. And maybe Steve Schindler.
Drove by
he's
there
in Creighton typically, but he might stop there.
Drove by there all weekend. It just makes you feel happy. Yes, they're excited. I'm sure they've got some landscaping going in here once probably get to April-ish before that goes in. But boy, they've got that facility looking great,
beautiful.
And like I said, they're doing a lot of things. There are a lot of free giveaways. Just matter of fact, I mean, the gifts you get just to walk in the door and open an account up, it's incredible.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
You want to jump into this one for us, right? A lot of free vacations too.
Yeah, I like that. I'm going there today, actually.
Are you?
I want the free vacation.
Get the free vacation.
Stop in after the show.
Yes.
Have to.
Finland. Sending people to Finland.
Yeah, it's my native land, right? Back to my homeland over there. What do we have today for Steve Schindler? He's always up to something.
He's got a big thing like that. He's got the mega ovens installed.
Mega ovens,
because today is cobbler versus crisp. Cobbler versus crisp.
Oh, boy.
It's bank versus bank. So Midwest Bank is taking on all surrounding banks, and you have to prepare both a peach cobbler and an apple crisp.
Okay.
And the other banks can come in and they get to use oven B. So they have the same ovens.
All right.
And they also prepare apple crisp and peach cobbler. And the 7th and 8th graders are looped, and they're going to be the judges.
Okay.
Just 7th and 8th grade, because the school board's been on Steve pretty hard about the missing of classes. So the 7th and 8th graders have a day-to-day that they'll be off to loop to judge the crisp contest. So it's cobbler or crisp.
Cobbler or crisp day.
Imagine what it's going to smell like in there when you walk in there.
Incredible. I can't wait.
And also, Schindler has he went over yesterday over to Gregert's, and he got 8 gallons of vanilla ice cream. So you get a big scoop of vanilla ice cream on top of the hot peach cobbler. 8 gallons on top of the hot peach cobbler or the apple crisp, like that. So there will be judging to see what bank comes out on top and see how this works out.
Is this a yearly thing or the first time it's happened?
This is the first time, but it will be annual from here on out.
Got it.
Yes, it'll be annual from here. Imagine that smell. The size of these ovens is incredible. So the banks have arrived this morning. I think they're probably already getting there. They get there about 7 o'clock or so to start setting up for their competition phase. And then it's a blind test. So the 7th and 8th graders have to judge on which one is the best cobbler, which one is the best crisp, and what bank is represented in preparing that.
Common question is how many banks are represented here today?
9.
9
banks.
Including Midwest Bank?
Yes, including Midwest.
Okay.
That makes the 9th bank, yes. So, yeah, from all around. So they're going to be there from banks from Plainview. Winnetoon will be there. Verdigris will be there.
Nice.
Niobrara will be there.
Right.
Wausau is coming in.
Nice.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's a big deal. It's cobbler versus crisp. And then who can do it the best?
Well, I can't wait. I'd like to be there and smell it.
It would be
just
it'd be quite a smell. If I had my choice with the vanilla ice cream, I prefer to have the crisp. I would like to have some crisp. That's my favorite with ice cream. But the peach cobbler's pretty good. It'd be nice to hear what the people think, what they would like to, what they have. But it's quite a contest that we have.
Gino says, Bill, there is nothing better than a peach crisp.
Really?
You said peach cobbler.
Peach crisp.
Apple crisp, peach cobbler.
Yes, peach cobbler. Peach crisp. I've never even heard of it.
Gino says, will there be any of that to compare directly with the peach cobbler? So it's apple crisp,
it's apple
peach
crisp.
cobbler.
Yeah, it's very cut. It's very black and white.
You are disqualified if
you try to sneak in a peach crisp. Yes,
apple.
Yes,
this is peach.
It's not going to have apple cobbler.
Disqualified.
But I think it probably pretty tasty. But that's not going to take place today. But it's going to be quite a smell in there. And then Tam's serving hot coffee.
Well,
also, Tamara.
I look forward to hearing how this. It'd probably be very warm in that building.
It'd be
all the
warm smell and just warm at the big ovens. They're huge.
Sweating and you're going to be constantly hungry because of that.
Steve's just the organizer today. He is just the organizer like that. He just makes sure
he's not okay.
Yeah, he's not judging.
Wow.
Nor is he actually that he's also not preparing either.
Okay.
He has his staff doing the preparation work for their 2 items.
Provided the ovens and the space for the competition.
Yes, Bloomfield will also be in attendance. Bloomfield will also be in attendance.
Is Crofton too far away or not?
What's that? Crofton is invited. Yes. It's kind of the rich kids, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of that. It's kind of yes. Right over there.
They're invited.
Invited.
I guess you
right
can
over
come.
there by the Niobrara River flowing right past Yankton.
That's right. Yeah.
You didn't even tell Elizabeth that. She did not know that until I saw her at the diaper keg.
She brought it up yesterday saying, I heard about this Niobrara thing. She said, I know. I didn't tell you because I'm sure it would have found you at some point. And it did.
And it did.
Eventually.
From me.
From you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So thank you to Steve Schindler and Midwest Bank for sponsoring Hour 2. 402-464-5685. Call or text. As always, we have not given some credit to a couple different teams. We mentioned Nebraska men's basketball, the women's team. Got to give a shout out to the wrestling team. They had 9 wrestlers qualify for NCAAs. They finished 3rd overall at Big Ten.
3rd overall and just a shade out of 2nd behind Michigan. Just a shade out of. What a job by Coach Manning.
Absolutely.
Wow. 9 qualified for nationals.
9.
Polar Bear.
Yep.
Is going.
How about that?
Think about that. Generally, you don't just pick a sport up and just yes, he did in high school. You know how many people have that? I was good in high school. Okay. How are you in the Big Ten? Oh, no, you're not very good. That's not, it doesn't happen very often. And so that's incredible what he has pulled off to be qualified for nationals. Yeah, that's just fabulous. And to have 9 and be just a shade short and also that they beat Iowa. Iowa, I think, was fourth or fifth. I think they were fourth, I believe. But they beat Iowa, and they were just a shade out of second place. What a job by Manning and his wrestlers. Incredible job. 9 going to nationals.
Yeah, Penn State, of course, as always, pulls. They blew out. They had 170.5 points. Michigan had 123.5. Nebraska, like you said, just behind them at 118. Iowa fourth at 110.5. Yeah. So great performance by Mark Manning's squad. 9 players, 9 wrestlers.
You can't win a national championship unless you qualify for nationals.
Nope,
can't do it. So
but 9.
But what a job by him like that, and he just does it year in and year out. He's just so steady. Incredible job. A lot of excitement. And again, Polar Bear for just for picking up the shoes and the headset and going out there and all of a sudden now you're in nationals.
This is the best conference in the country in wrestling, right? You got so many. Everybody's ranked. It feels like the whole conference is ranked. Essentially,
it's insane. It's insane. So congratulations to Coach Manning. Who else do we have?
Oh, well, Husker baseball.
Oh, wow.
They had their first home series of the season. They lost Friday. They got blown out Friday. It was like 11-3, I want to say. But then they blow out South Alabama. I think it was 12-2 on Saturday. And then they were down 6-2 yesterday. Thinking, don't lose your first home series. They didn't. They put up a 6 spot in one of the innings. They win the game 12-7. So someone points out that and this is a sign of a good clutch team, Nebraska scores a lot of runs with 2 outs in the innings. So far, in all of their, I think, 12, 13 games, they've been clutch with 2 outs.
Now that I did not know. I followed the scoring by innings. I did not know it was with the 2 outs.
That is significant.
Thank you, Breakers. That is significant
to know that. So
again, things are rolling down there. Think what's going on with baseball, with wrestling. Men's basketball. How about women's basketball? Is that worth talking about?
Yeah, sure.
I think it is.
We did at length. Yes,
it is
a great game.
Boy, they got things.
Showing.
Things are rolling down there right now. Really good job. Great job.
There was also a moment we did not hit on this yet in women's basketball over the weekend in the SEC.
Classic.
South Carolina, who, by the way, was fortunate to make it to the finals because they they had to hit a buzzer beater to beat Tennessee in the round before. They were down by 2, and they had a 3 to win by 1 in regulation. But there was a fight between LSU and South Carolina yesterday, which I believe I saw that everyone that was involved has to miss the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Is it the first round?
The first round.
So it's not just a half. It's not just a half. It's the whole game.
The report I saw was at least the first game.
Whew.
So you're talking about these are going to be South Carolina's the first overall seed.
I think there were 6 ejections. Is that correct?
I think you were right.
There was a couple if you left the bench. There was I think one of the players' brothers, I believe it was, jumped the scorer's table to come onto the court, and so it got crazy. It got really crazy. It got really crazy.
It got crazy.
I will say this: the post interview stuff was very good by the coaches, how they addressed it. I thought it was interesting. There was a shove that shouldn't have happened, and that was a shove.
And it was not a flop. That was a shove.
It was a real one. It was a real one. And the comment was made by Kim Mulkey, the head coach at LSU, that maybe you should shove someone your own size. That was a big conversation. That the person who shoved was someone that was much bigger than the other person that got shoved.
Yes.
And so, but anyway, it was quite a brouhaha.
Yes, brouhaha. Yeah. It was. I wasn't expecting to see a fight like that yesterday. No one really was, but the report was that everybody involved in the court is going to miss the first game of the NCAA tournament.
That's a lot.
So we'll see what happens. All right, I told you I saw a story. This is courtesy. Thank you to Breaker David for bringing this to my attention. I didn't tell you what this was. I got some audio from yesterday, legitimate audio. So you have experience, Bill. You used to coach football at Utah State. You love Utah State. You love Logan.
Love
Utah.
it.
You love Logan. Okay. Well, their women's basketball team had a rough year. Okay, they went 5-25.
It's rough.
They lost in the first round to Boise in the tournament, 85-49. And there's a viral tweet now, a viral audio that Kayla Ard is the head coach of Utah State.
Utah State.
Okay, this is the first question to her in post game. All right,
let's hear.
And just hear the response. And this is nothing is cut. All the pauses are real. So here's Kayla Ard with the first question and her response after the game from yesterday.
And how do you plan to rebuild for next season?
I'm not going to be rebuilding. I just coached my last game at Utah State. I spoke with Diana, and they're going in a different direction, and I respect her decision, and I hope they get a really good coach in. I'm assuming that's going to be the last question.
One question.
Thank you.
And
Thank you,
out.
Coach.
She went to the podium after just being fired. And yeah, I've never seen that before. Have you ever seen a coach go to the podium post-firing, like right away after a game, Bill? Right away?
No. It sounds as if it was going into the tournament, right? I don't know. Was she fired after the game?
It said she spoke to right after the game. Like between the game and the press conference, I just spoke to the.
Can you play
the
that
AD.
again?
Okay, one more
Play
time.
that again. This I've got to hear again.
Let's clarify. Here we go.
Yes.
This is the question and her response again.
And how do you plan to rebuild for next season?
I'm not going to be rebuilding. I just coached my last game at Utah State. I spoke with Diana, and they're going in a different direction, and I respect her decision, and I hope they get a really good coach in.
Didn't really say when, I guess, but
He didn't
still,
say right after the game.
Yeah, right
but
after the game. But yeah, that still, no, I've never heard that to be, or it's already been
That's one
released.
question out. I'm fired.
I'm fired.
I'm going to do this press conference, but I'm not going to be back next
I'm not
year.
going to be back for
Very,
this.
very odd.
One question. She goes, that's probably the last question.
I assume it's the last question. Yep. All right. Well, have
Imagine
a good
the guy's face. The best part is there's probably only like 2 reporters in there. It wasn't like
Right.
a packed house.
No, they're
It's
5
like-
and 25.
The
They're
guy probably
roughly-
asked the question was probably from the student newspaper at Utah State, and I would imagine.
Yes.
Like how are we gonna get this thing turned around? I don't know. I'm not.
I won't be here.
I won't be here.
Diana said I'm not coming back. So
I'm not flying back with the team either.
It's for Nebraska. It's a great time because your coaches, your players are doing well, your teams are doing well. But we have been a part of many teams in the last 10, 15, 20 years that have been, well, when are they going to fire the coach? Is it right after the season's over, right after the tournament? But firing is never fun. It's just part of the job. It's part of the profession. It sucks. It sucks. But
Actually, she handled it really well.
She did.
I mean,
She
in
went
the
to the
end,
podium.
And when she went to the podium, she didn't have to even go. And I was like, no, let one of the assistant coaches go. She's like, no, went to the podium. It would have been interesting how much she would have answered also if that wasn't like the lead question. But that was the lead question. So great job by her.
Yes,
it really was.
Kayla Ard.
I mean,
no longer the head coach.
There's so many things that go into this, and it's such a difficult profession in all avenues, and so God love her for being able to handle that the right way.
An update also, we had Dale Wellman on the show on Friday, the Nebraska Wesleyan head coach. They won that day. They won in the Sweet 16. They lost the next day in the Elite Eight. So a great season for Wesleyan.
Great season.
Elite Eight appearance is a wonderful thing, and of course he won the championship a couple years ago, but that's a winning program, winning culture at Wesleyan.
I was able to catch the end of the game with Scott Miller and then the first lady of Nebraska of Nebraska, but you say that in Lincoln like that, Susie Miller, but also that she works in Nebraska Wesleyan. So I caught the last part of the game. I went and met them at Leighton's Pub.
Leighton's Pub. I know
Never-
that's that.
Whenever-
48th and Holdridge.
Yeah,
Leighton. Excuse me.
But anyway, stopped over there to catch the end of the game. There was a ton of Prairie Wolf fans in there.
Okay,
and so that was a lot of fun to experience the win with that. So, but great job, and appreciate Coach for being on. He did again. It was so good. It was almost scary because you just felt like he could come in and take our jobs at any time. He was so good on the radio.
He's polished.
Yeah,
very, very,
very good.
Before we get to break, quick plug for our friends out in Holdridge. First rate ag. It's not second rate.
First.
It's not third rate. It is first rate ag. Full service ag retailer offering everything from crop protection to lawn fertilizer. 25 years in operation. Big deal. Go to firstrateag.com or call 308-995-8327. Ask for Parker or for Chris. And of course, please mention the ticket.
If you want to have some fun or leave like a fun voice message, just call the office right now because you're not going to get them because they're not there.
Nope.
They're out putting fertilizer down.
They're busy.
They're busy.
They're working.
If you want to like leave something kind of funny that on their answering machine, do it now because you won't get a hold of them. There won't be anyone there probably from these are getting there about 4:40 a.m. So when they get in, you might be able to catch them until 5. Then they're out the door and they'll be back about 8 o'clock tonight. They're putting fertilizer down. They are making lives better. We're growing crops. We're protecting crops. We're doing it all.
Absolutely. Firstrateag.com or again, 308-995-8327. Just call them. Leave a voicemail. Say, heard from the ticket.
Heard from the
Hi,
ticket.
We're coming by.
Stop in. You know what? They've also got extra ribs from Rib Saturday.
That's right. It was big rib class on
Big
Saturday.
rib class.
Big day.
Look to me, just from the crowd, looked about 300 were there for
thought
it.
maybe
Incredible. So that if you happen to stop in, they will come home for lunch because their mom, Sherry, always makes lunch for them. And so they'll have extra ribs for you guys to eat from Rib Saturday.
That's how you do it right there. When we come back,
First rate.
Chip Kelly has spoken about why he went to Ohio State. We'll discuss that next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round. And their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread's Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now, that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go. Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Book your appointment today at NebraskaAutoDetail.com.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
It's getting nicer outside, but it's still hit or miss in the spring on golf weather. Not at Double Eagle Golf, your home for always 72-degree weather and no wind. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues are underway, but stay tuned for info on indoor golf tournaments and book your bay for the Masters in April. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf. Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. Looking for a job that feels like family? Join Lincoln Industries, where tradition meets innovation. They're a family-owned, privately held manufacturing company with a passion for excellence and a commitment to their community. They have openings on all shifts at both the main plant and air park facilities, offering flexibility to fit your schedule. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, there's a place for you there. At Lincoln Industries, they invest in their people's success, providing opportunities for growth and advancement. Apply now and become a part of something special at Lincoln Industries.
The Planet Fitness Black Card is packed with perks, not like other gyms.
Hi, can I bring a friend to work out? Oh, okay. Is my membership good at other locations? Okay. Do you have any other amenities?
But at Planet Fitness, the PF Black Card gets you tons of perks. Bring a friend for free anytime. Access to any of our 2,500 plus locations. Relax in the hydro massage and so much more. Join for just $1 down, $24.99 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends March 15th. See Home Club for details.
Life is all about balance, so how about a little sweet and a little heat to make your week? At Wings and Rings, we're introducing our all-new Hot Honey menu for the month of March. Try our one-of-a-kind house-made sauce on the brand-new Hot Honey chicken sandwich or our Hot Honey shrimp and slaw. And of course, you can get it on the traditional boneless or smoked wings that have made Wings and Rings your go-to neighborhood spot. But don't wait, Hot Honey is only here until April 1st. So stop by Wings and Rings at one of our 2 Lincoln locations today, on O Street and on Village Lane.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Anybody who knows me knows I was cocky out of the womb.
Is Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We will get to Chip Kelly in a second, but during the break, we were treated to some wonderful breakfast snack.
An understatement.
These are delightful. E.T.'s Sweets. We had Aaron and Ron and Kennedy come by. Aaron is the one with the business of E.T.'s Sweets. Look at this. I'm going to show the video. We have a homemade from the house cinnamon rolls
from the house,
which you and I both house one. We devoured these. They're delightful. Also, Kennedy was raving about these cheesecake bites. Josh was eating them both at the same time.
Josh had one after the other. Yes, it was pretty incredible.
Look at the cheesecake bites. These things are incredible. Josh, you gave it a high score. High score over there for Josh. You gave it a high score, Bill.
Very high score.
I gave it a high score.
I just had the cinnamon roll, but the score is a 9.9. Yeah,
I'm closing.
How do you get
10.
a hold of them?
Well, I'll let you know. At ET Sweets, you can call or text Aaron at 402-217-2855. That number again, 402-217-2855. It's called ET's Sweets.
Especially with a lot of events coming up, with Easter coming up and different things. I think you want to load up on this. This is also something big. Graduations aren't too far away.
Absolutely.
Something you want to have for graduation parties also. You want to get connected with these guys. This is incredible.
ET Sweets, again, 402-217-2855. Aaron, the number. If you want to just text that you heard it on the radio today, it's cool too. Just reach out.
The ticket.
The ticket. We help out. Cinnamon rolls, cheesecake bites, and more. You want to try that out. So thank you to Aaron, Ron, and Kennedy for stopping by and giving us some breakfast this morning here.
Thank you.
I read a story yesterday from CBS Sports, and we haven't really heard a lot from Chip Kelly since he went to Ohio State from UCLA. This is one of the stories of late Super Bowl week, where on Friday he announced he's leaving UCLA, going to Ohio State to be the OC, and he talked to some reporters. I don't have the audio of this, but I was reading the article from CBS Sports, and he just said, "I am the happiest I have been in a long time. My wife says I'm happy. I feel happy. I just want to be happy." Again, is what Chip Kelly said. He must be just in hell at UCLA. Does that scream that to you when he says that? I want to be happy.
Well, when you decide to be the head football coach, one of the reasons you got into coaching was to coach football. That's one of the things that got you started as a professional. You enjoyed the sport, you enjoyed the relationships, and you enjoyed the X's and O's. You liked all those things. Then it's like, I have to be a head coach. And then a lot of those things go away. Now you're the lead administrator. You are the face of the program. Every hard decision goes through you, and you spend less and less time doing that. And then also there is a situation, obviously, with the change of the transfer portal, NIL, all the different things going on, make it difficult for a head coach, and it's very, very tough. It's very, very tough.
In this article from CBS Sports, it says Kelly said it was UCLA's LA Bowl game preparation that he rekindled his desire to coach at a more grassroots level. Quarterbacks coach Ryan Gunderson left the Bruins to become the OC at Oregon State, and Kelly stepped in, working hands-on with the position group for the first time since he was the OC at Oregon in 07-08. So he's the head coach at UCLA. He has to go step in with the quarterbacks. Like, you know what? I kind of like this. I want to be an OC again.
That's exactly what happens. And also, here's why it's feasible. Because he's had several really good things happen financially for him. With the 1 year with the 49ers, I believe at that. He's made money.
Right. Yeah,
he has made money as he's had to depart some programs. He was making very good money at Oregon with the Eagles, with the 49ers, and with UCLA. So when you have that much money, you can take a $3 million pay cut. That's back what it was. I'm sure UCLA was somewhere around $5 million. He's probably getting somewhere in the $2 million area.
Which is still good money.
At Ohio State. It's really good money.
Well, imagine a pay cut to $2 million.
Pay cut to $2 million. So that also allows you that flexibility when it's like, okay, I'm taking that pay cut. But again, like that, you want to get back to just coaching football. And he's probably, I don't know, have Chip Kelly's age. What is he? Maybe 60.
But take a guess.
I'm going to say 62. I don't know if that's correct or not. He might be a little bit younger than that. Chip may be younger.
He's 60. 60 years old. 60. Yep.
So
60.
yeah, you want to coach football again. You want to go out and coach football. Oh, by the way, he didn't choose to coach football just anywhere. He chose a team that they have the best quarterback room in the country. Not even close. They've got 2 5-stars. They signed 2.
Yep.
They signed 2 this year. And also they have a returner, and they also brought in a transfer portal that has won the Big 12. Can you imagine that? They have a Brown who has started for him.
Mm-hmm.
Then they brought in the quarterback from
Will Howard,
Will Howard from K-State, who has won a Big 12 championship, and 2 5-stars. There's not a room more stacked anywhere in the country. So basically how that plays out. Also, they have a tremendous defense, and I'll be shocked if Ohio State is not in the national championship game. Completely shocked. So he went to a place where it's not. He didn't go to West Virginia.
No.
He didn't go someplace where he's trying to scrap out 7 or 8 wins. He went to a place where, on paper, they're probably. I mean, already if you had to just write them in, they're a 6 seed probably in the tournament at worst. And maybe they're a 1 seed.
Count them in.
Buckeyes
are in.
Buckeyes are in. Buckeyes will be in the playoffs.
Chip Kelly, another quote says, "To me, the best part of football is the football. So you got to do football, not some of the things that are involved with the head coaching deal. And to me, the best part of football is football again. So you have to do things that's not always involving being a head coach. He likes the actual just process of it, not the CEO
It's next
stuff.
to impossible, even as a head coach, to be in on game planning meetings and different things you want to do. You want to sit in a lot of times late at night. So people like to work late at night because sometimes the phones can go away for a little bit.
Right.
What has to happen and what's going on with what interview and what's in recruiting, all the things. Because now recruiting's so different. When I recruited, we'll just take Alex Smith from Utah. I handled all the recruiting, and I was a defensive backs coach. He was a quarterback. It was my area. So I recruited him with the help of the head coach. Took a visit out there. Coach McBride did, and Craig Verstick, who's now with the Baltimore Ravens also. But I handled the majority of all the recruiting. Now the head coach handles the recruiting. Assistants are very involved. I get that. It's the head coach. They want to hear from the head coach because they can now, because of social media and all the ways to do it. If you're not hearing from the head coach right now, you're like, I'm not, because the head coach takes over the real players. And so if all of a sudden it's like, are you talking to the head coach much? No, I'm not. I talked to Sarkisian. I talked to Kirby Smart, but I don't talk to this head coach or this head coach. Well, that's not how it works. The head coaches are the lead recruiters, where the head coaches before were the closers. Now they're the ones on an everyday conversation. When I said we used to have numerous times a week, especially in the off season, like that, we would have a session where we get everyone together in one room that we would have, and it would be, we're all going to call recruits at LSU, and everyone was there for one reason: to get your guy on FaceTime to talk to Ed Ogeron. And he would talk to everyone as we went through it. He talked to every single. You'd be there right there on the phone, and it'd be like this buzz in the room, and everybody would be talking to their recruit, and he'd be in line waiting to talk to Ed. Ed would talk to every single one. This went over and over and over again. the head coach handles the recruiting. And then once he was an in-state guy, at Coach Ogeron was like, I got it.
Yep.
I got this all myself. There is no assistant coaches recruiting the state of Louisiana. You were the side piece on this.
Well, at least that was clear there.
So it makes sense what Chip Kelly's doing.
Before we get to the game show, I want some clarity here. Thank you to several breakers who have chimed in. So we just discussed last segment about the fight between LSU and South Carolina.
Yes.
The initial reports were that everybody in the court was ejected and out for the first tournament game. There's been some clarity. Thank you. This is from ESPN. This is from Bob, who sent me the link here. It says, only one player suspended for the tournament. She was ejected for fighting. Those ejected for leaving the bench just ejected for the rest of the game. They are eligible for the entire tournament. So something changed from the initial report because it said everybody was out basically for the first game.
Yeah, like I said, that wouldn't have shocked me because it is such a big thing about you cannot leave the bench.
Nope.
You cannot leave the bench. Those rules are so crystal clear on what's going on with that. And so, well, there was a situation in the Michigan game, right?
There was a scuffle. CJ Wilcher got involved. Bryce Williams got a tech.
Yes.
Because he shoved the
hard.
guy.
It was the film they showed is from like behind the backboard. You really couldn't get. All of a sudden, you see a guy just fly though. Yep. You see this guy just goes, whoa! What just happened?
What happened there?
Yeah, and so we never get to the bottom of that exactly. But no, you have to watch yourself in those situations. It really is that. The women's game at the NCAA tournaments can be very, very interesting because I don't think there's a like you said, South Carolina's number one.
They are.
They could have easily lost in the semis
to Tennessee. That was like a 19, and they were a 5 seed in the SEC.
So I don't think don't think LSU can't rise up. Iowa, don't think Nebraska couldn't be in the Final Four. How they're playing right now,
sure.
They could be a Final Four team.
Absolutely,
depends on what they get for their matchups here. But wish nothing well for that. When is selection day for women's basketball?
Let's check. That should be.
Shouldn't that have been last night? Because when Nebraska plays in the Big Ten tournament, if they get in the finals, they'll be playing next Sunday, and Selection Sunday is that. What's that?
Figure this out.
Josh is trying to mouth it to us.
It says also it's also the 17th. So both the men's and women's will have it on the 17th.
17th.
Women's will be at 7. So the men's tournament will be at 5 p.m. That's Selection Sunday on CBS, and then the women's bracket is at 7 p.m. Later that night.
The women are all done playing. That's dumb.
Yes.
Have their own time. Have their own
day.
So
they get announced after the guys do, actually.
Have their own day.
Tournaments are over.
Do it, whatever. I don't care what day it is. That have their own day where it's why tie it in? I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. Especially because they're done playing. Everyone's done. So let them know. Let them know what's going on. Let them know who they're playing, and have their own day. Because I don't want things to get lost. I don't want things to get lost. I want them to have their own selection day, and there's no reason for them not to do that.
Well, Sip is not here today, so Bill gets to play trivia, which he loves. He loves playing
whatever
trivia.
It is. Yeah, it's not good.
Today's trivia is colleges of NBA greats all time. I think you might be okay.
I might know one or two. There's a chance. I know some, but I don't feel good about any trivia contest.
I think that you're going to do okay today.
When people, it's come up sometimes, hey, you guys want to go to so-and-so to trivia night? No,
I'm good.
Zero interest in anything.
What else can I do besides that? Oh, I'll stay home. It's fine. Yeah. All right. So today's topic again, NBA greats colleges. Where these players go to school? 402-464-5685. Good luck, Bill. Starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
All right, 464-5685. Call the takedown Bill in Good Luck Bill in place of Shut Up Sipple. Sip's out today, hopefully back tomorrow from his food poisoning bout. You feel all right about it? Yeah, please. If you have the number, I'm not going to give it out, but if you have the number that he gave out a month ago or so, please shoot him a text that you're thinking about him and you want him to feel better.
Yes. Maybe if you have the number, you could share it on Twitter.
Someone did. I saw it in the past. Yeah, I'm not going to say what account had that, but his number was posted on Twitter from that day. It's a disaster. All right, we've got Nate, how do you feel about NBA greats colleges?
I'm pretty confident.
He feels pretty confident, Bill. No lifeline. Is mano y mano today?
I don't feel good about this.
So here we go. First question goes to Nate. Nate, what school did John Stockton go to?
Seriously.
Well, see, this should be easy.
No Googling.
No Googling, Nate.
Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
That sounded like a Google to me. It sounded like a Google to me.
I'm not sure. Might have been 1-0 lead, though, for Nate. He's laughing. Yeah, no Google. All right, Bill, first question. What school did Karl Malone go to?
La Tech.
See? You got one. You're not going to get 0 for today. 1-1 tie. Back to you, Nate. You can tell that was no Google. That was right away. No Google for Bill.
Interesting.
No Google. Nate, for the lead, last question. What school did Reggie Miller go to?
UCLA.
Brilliant. No Google. That was pretty fast.
Yeah, it was a layup.
All right. Let's see if this last
Michael Jordan.
No, that's not the last question. For the tie, Bill, what school did the glove Gary Payton go to?
Oregon State.
Brilliant. Yeah, see, these are easy today. 2-2 tie. We're going the tiebreaker, and this would go to Nate, and you'll go over under Nate's answer. You all right with that? Or you want to put it out there?
No, I'm good. I'm good with that.
All right, Nate. John Stockton played 19 NBA seasons, all with the Utah Jazz. How many seasons did he lead the NBA in assists of his 19?
Go 11.
Bill, 11's the number. Over, under 11.
I'm just going to play the odds and go under just off of numbers, but I'm going to go under.
Brilliant! Look at that. Winner! The number was 9, and it was 9 straight seasons. Oh, by the way, from 87 to 96, every single year, John Stockton led the NBA in assists.
That's incredible.
Think about that for a second.
Incredible.
Amazing. Nate,
Nice
thanks for
job,
calling.
Nate.
We'll get you back on the coffee, but calling down the road. Nice try today.
Thanks.
All right, so, Bill, you didn't feel great, but guess what? You got the dub. Started things off with a win this week. How about that?
I like that. That was fun.
You
Winning's fun.
imagine leading the league in something for 9 straight years? And just anything. I don't care what it is.
Yeah, it's hard to do. It's unbelievable.
9 straight. 19. He played, and also kudos to John Stockton. Played 19 years with the same team. That doesn't
19.
happen anymore.
I bet his pension's pretty good. He's got a really good pension from the NBA. I think his monthly pension's pretty sharp.
I think John's doing it right there.
Probably do all right.
He's doing
Yes.
okay. So, congrats, Bill. And you can tell Sip when he comes back that you're not going winless. You got the win.
Got the win.
We're feeling
All right.
good today. So, well done. When we come back, we'll bring in Raph and AD. I think they're back. Raph's here for sure for the spillover on early break in the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Homeowners, is your yard in distress? Is your lawn being held hostage by stubborn and unruly weeds? Never fear, lawn lovers. Weedman is here. We'll rescue your lawn and restore its beautiful emerald green glory. The results of our expertly applied program are sure to impress the toughest of critics, your neighbors. Take that, Dale. Vanquish weeds and transform your lawn this year with Weedman Lawn Care. Get 50% off your first application. Go to weedman.com today. Terms and conditions apply. Go to weedman.com today.
It's getting nicer outside, but it's still hit or miss in the spring on golf weather. Not at Double Eagle Golf. Your home for always 72-degree weather and no wind. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues are underway, but stay tuned for info on indoor golf tournaments and book your bay for the Masters in April. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf. Spring is a time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Furious Cheese Spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter, or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Furious Cheese Spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table. Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. Looking for a job that feels like family? Join Lincoln Industries, where tradition meets innovation. They're a family-owned, privately held manufacturing company with a passion for excellence and a commitment to their community. They have openings on all shifts at both the main plant and air park facilities, offering flexibility to fit your schedule. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, there's a place for you there. At Lincoln Industries, they invest in their people's success, providing opportunities for growth and advancement. Apply now and become a part of something special at Lincoln Industries.
After the snow-packed winter we've had so far, people need some green, which is good because Cash Blast from the Nebraska Lottery is back. Until April 2nd, buy a 2x2 ticket, enter the voucher number, and you could win $5,000 or $500. If your winning voucher is from a 7-day draw ticket, your prize is double. There will be 7 weekly drawings and 14 total winners in Cash Blast. So slide into your nearest Nebraska Lottery retailer and play to win some green today. 2x2 top prize odds, 1 in 105,000.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. Navigating the legal system can be stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. We believe in treating every client with respect, compassion, and understanding. When you're in need of legal assistance, trust Liberty Law Group to fight for you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Reading may be the most valuable skill your child will ever learn. And research proves that when children read outside the classroom, they do much better in school. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. It's easy to picture yourself reading with a young child curled up in your lap, but don't forget about your older children. They also need encouragement to read. So set aside some time to read together and help your child achieve and succeed.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
Spring is on its way. Are you prepared to keep the grass greener on your side? Blades Lawn and Landscape has a position opened at a homeowner association to their client list, with residential and commercial openings also. Transform your yard into a private oasis with the professional services offered by Blades Lawn and Landscape, including landscape walls and beds and a 5-step fertilizer program applied by a licensed professional. Call them today at 402-730-6320 or go to bladeslcc.com to schedule a free estimate on commercial or residential lawn services.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is time for the spillover. Chris Raff with us. AD, is he out today, Raff? Where's he at?
Nope, he's here. He is here. But he had a long weekend.
I know he
so
did.
He's
We
probably.
We want to spoil. I'm not going to spoil the surprise this segment. You can save it for the drive. He had a big weekend.
Surprise.
The spillover is sponsored by our friends at Computer Hardware. Stop by 70th and O in Lincoln or in Hastings, Kearney, and Grand Island to fix all your Apple product needs, computers, phones, watches, and more. Again, Computer Hardware here in Lincoln, 70th and O. Trip will do a great job in helping you out. And Raff is waving to our audience outside.
That's a Raff's roadie right there.
Raff's roadie. Kennedy and Ron and Aaron who brought. By the way, ET's Treats. They brought in cinnamon rolls. They brought in cheesecake bites. Wonderful spot there. Check them out. ET's Sweets. Raff, it was a big weekend for Nebraska sports. A pretty good weekend. You know, the women, of course, lost. It was an unfortunate game. They played really well in the overtime and lost the game to Iowa. But the men take down Michigan 85-70. The wrestling team gets nine wrestlers into the NCAAs. Baseball has a couple comebacks. They take 2 or 3 from South Alabama. Things are feeling pretty good here in spring, huh? Feeling pretty good.
And gymnastics. Men's gymnastics. They're like number 3 in the country now.
Damn, we're just winning. We're just winning right now.
Women's gymnastics put up 197.15, I believe, which highest score of the year, I believe.
That's solid.
We're rolling.
That works. The men, let's go to the men first yesterday. 85-70, they beat Michigan. It was a game that, if you're a tournament team, you win that game. You don't find a way to lose to a team at, it's senior day, whatever. That's a bad team on the road.
Yep.
And Nebraska, they've staved off some hot shooting off the bat from Doug McDaniel in Michigan because they were hot themselves. They scored 50 points at halftime.
Yeah.
And then they win 85-70. If you're a Husker fan that's been kind of waiting for that other shoe to drop, you're saying, okay, maybe it's not going to drop this year. Because as of right, I said it on the first segment, I'll say it again. There is nothing that keeps Nebraska basketball out of the dance. They are in. You can rest easily this week knowing that no matter what happens in Minneapolis, Nebraska men's basketball is making their first appearance in the dance in 10 years. No sweat necessary. None. Feels pretty good.
Mark it down.
Because last time they made the dance for the first time in 16 years, it was a very dicey selection Sunday.
Yep.
Very dicey.
Yep. It feels good, too, going into a Big Ten tournament, knowing you don't have to play the first 2 days also.
Right. They're the 3 seed. Seed.
You're right there.
Yes. You have easy access to the quarterfinals in the tournament because you're already built into it.
Yep.
Pretty sweet.
That works.
Nebraska will play the winner of Indiana and whoever wins the Penn State-Michigan game.
So what do you think their travel is like? When do you think they'll leave? The day before?
Well, Nebraska plays Friday at 7:30.
So it's the last they won't game leave until Thursday then?
Probably. You can't leave Friday. I would think they'd leave Thursday and go up.
I wasn't sure if they'd go up like on Wednesday and get more acclimated or how they would.
No, I would say just because there's probably too many teams that want to practice up there. You do a practice here as long as you can. Your own confines, then go up there Thursday.
Eliminate distractions too. So.
And then, you have Friday game at 7:30. Nice little way to end the week by watching some basketball.
Yeah.
I got a lot of friends that want me to go. I'm like, I think I got stuff. I'm busy this week. I can't just go to Minneapolis just on a whim. Now, if they win Friday, there's a chance I might drive. Whatever the time is on Saturday, I potentially would go for that
there,
and then come back the next day. But likely to probably stick around in Lincoln. I'd be more likely to want to travel for the NCAA tournament.
I like though when definitely NCAA tournament, but just being around town, being around Lincoln, Buffalo Wings and Rings, being at those places when Nebraska's playing in tournaments. I think that's always exciting.
So again, congrats to Nebraska. 3 seed in the men's tournament. They'll play Friday against the winner of Indiana, and then whoever wins that Michigan Penn State game will be who they would play in that at 7:30. The women played yesterday, and they played a very good basketball game. They led by 8 with about 2 minutes to go in the game, and then Caitlin Clark did her stuff. Nebraska missed a couple shots. It goes to overtime. Nebraska was down by 5 early in OT. Then they took the lead, took it back, so they bounced back. But the Huskers do fall to Iowa. The final score was 94-89. So they are not the Big Ten champs, but they have to feel good about their chances of making some noise in the women's bracket, right?
And then you guys were talking in that last segment. So it's kind of weird in a way. The Big Ten tournament finished up so early because there's still conference tournaments that go on all week this week.
Is that right?
For the women. That's why they don't draw until Sunday night, which is kind of a long break before Nebraska plays again. It's going to be probably out close to 2 weeks. Well, week and
a half.
Yeah.
A week and a half.
So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. It's cool to see Nebraska. We talked about that too, about the women that over the last like month and a half, they've had some games where they've lost, but you're like sitting there going, man, that's a bad taste because Nebraska should have won that game.
Yeah.
And they kind of seemed like they put things together in that Big Ten tournament where they won the games they were supposed to. And then, I mean, they gave Iowa all types of fits. So I do not want to be, if I'm Iowa right now, I do not want to be Caitlin Clark and Lisa Bluter. There is too much pressure in the world on them. I think they go out early.
Think so?
Yep.
Big
Sweet
target,
16
big
maybe.
target on their back. Now it's not, she's helped by Stolke. Hannah Stolke at 25 points. She's a good force down low, 25 points, 9 rebounds. You also had 13 points for Kate Martin, 11 for Sydney. A Falter, also 11 rebounds for Sydney too. So, and she's got some good weapons around her, but you're right. I mean, this is a team that made it all the way to the title game last year.
Yeah.
They lost to LSU by, I think, 20 points, something like that, but they want to get back there again.
Yeah. And just I don't know. Sometimes when you're pressing so hard and you've got, I mean, look at it now. The one thing that Caitlin Clark has not accomplished is a national championship. So, I mean, that she's going to be pressing. So I don't know. Sweet 16, grade 8. I see them bowing out. So we'll see.
Raf has spoken. Raf is calling a somewhat early exit for Iowa women's basketball.
And I will be rooting for every team that plays against them.
Well, as you should. You're a Nebraska fan. That's the proper thing to do, Raf. So don't feel bad about that. Huskers again fall 94-89 to Iowa. Played well. Husker men 85-70. They're the 3 seed in the tournament. It starts up on Wednesday. Nebraska will play on Friday at 7:30. And again, Husker baseball takes 2 of 3 from South Alabama. Trailed 6-2 yesterday. Had a big 6th inning, and they win 12-7. So Will Bolt squad. It's hard to get sweeps. Just win series, Raf. Yep. The goal is to just win series. Stack series.
When does wrestling? When is the wrestling
this weekend?
Championships are this weekend?
I believe it's this weekend.
Because we got to start keeping
in Kansas City.
Keep that polar bear watch because I know football practices begin here soon. We don't want any.
Well, polar bear he qualified,
going to nationals,
which is amazing. By the way,
so make sure it doesn't coincide with football any.
I think that they'll say you do your thing, Nash.
Yep.
Do your thing. Go be great. See what we can do.
We'll be ready for you.
And we'll see you sometime in the spring otherwise. But that'll do it for us. The Drive with Raf, AD, and Amon Green is next for Steve Sipple and Bill Busch. I am Jake Sorensen. We will see you tomorrow.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Treads Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and